Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, guys? Link, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? What's going on, everybody? How are you? How are you? Man, my Steam had to restart. Let me get some tunes going again. Let me get some tunes going, baby. Subnautica vibes, man. Of course, I start Steam every single day, and then it's like, whenever I start the stream up, and it's like, hey, everything's good. And then, like, in the middle of the montage, it's like, yo, Steam needs to restart, you know? I'm good, buddy. I'm good. Thanks for asking, man. Yeah, that's our startup montage, man. It's a bunch of clips from the first year of the channel being live. I'm gonna be working on some new montages here pretty quick that will run for stream startups because we're about to hit our 2-year anniversary, man, in like actually 2 months from yesterday. So May 24th will be our 2-year anniversary of the stream being live. So we'll do a 24-hour stream again to celebrate on May 24th. And hopefully I'll have some more montage clips built up for everybody to take a look at. We've got a lot more clips and fun stuff that we've gotten over the past year that I'll try to get some nice montages built up. We'll have some other fun stuff going through 24 hours. Some good stuff, man. I'm good, man. I'm good. It's good to see you, buddy. It's good to see all you guys. We've got obviously video gaming news this morning, and then we will dive into day 11 of Divinity Original Sin with our buddy Pinky. Cool? Yeah. That's the plan, man. That's the plan. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope your weekend's been going well so far, and I guess let's go ahead and dive into this. Yeah? Let's do it. First of all, this is what we're listening to this morning, by the way. Subnautica soundtrack, Subnautica OST. If you're wondering what we're listening to, that is, these are the jams, man. If you're not familiar with Subnautica, it is a survival adventure, mostly submersive aquatic game where you've got base building involved and resource gathering and things of that nature. And they've got a huge expansion for it now called Below Zero, and it is a highly regarded, highly rated game. And I highly recommend checking it out. And the OST is very good too. So yeah, definitely go check it out. Cool music, cool game, good stuff. Okay, let's go. Let's get into the news, baby. Let's see what we got. There we go. Let's see. See what we got for the news today. Oh, interesting. British competition regulator drops concerns on Microsoft takeover. I thought this was probably going to happen pretty soon. That's the reason, Microsoft got a lot of, they're basically getting memed out here recently, which I felt was kind of unwarranted, but that's the way the world works. Microsoft's been dropping a bunch of 10-year deals, a lot of 10-year deals right now to kind of appease a lot of these concerns from regulators and, in different countries, the FTC in the U.S. and different regulators in different countries that have these concerns over anti-competitiveness, and so Microsoft's just been dishing out 10-year deals to competitors. As long as the acquisition comes to fruition, it's like we'll give you a 10-year deal. We'll put Call of Duty on your platform for 10 years, and we'll have an agreement for maybe other titles from the our portfolio, especially the portfolio that we'll be getting from the Activision Blizzard acquisition, and mainly it has to do with Call of Duty. But I mean, they've given them to Nintendo now. Obviously, PlayStation's the only one that's been shooting it down the whole time, but that's because PlayStation wants it to look anti-competitive as much as possible. And so PlayStation's probably going to be left behind in the entire situation when they could have had a 10-year deal. I've always thought that this deal was going to go through, and Nintendo's going to have it, Nvidia's going to have it. Other was Ubiquitous is going to have it on their cloud platform. There are other companies also that have been given 10-year deals by Microsoft at this point, and I don't know, man. It's coming to fruition. I think the Activision deal is going to happen, and you know, we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it plays out. But we'll read about this morning too. Yeah, I mean, as far as that goes, Link, dude, I do the very. I mean, for the way as much power as I have over this channel, I have ads turned down to the greatest extent possible. There's just an amount of it that I have I have no power over. I have no way to regulate a certain amount of it. There's a certain amount of it that obviously is just controlled by Twitch in general. I don't initiate ads on my own part, but there's a certain amount of it. Yeah. But I mean, just so people know, I mean, if people don't know, that's the way that it goes. So there are ways. There are a lot of streamers that will just initiate ads on their own because you can do that. I'm not one of those people, man. I don't care to do that to people. But for myself, I mean, I have it all turned off as to the greatest extent possible. So hopefully you guys aren't having to deal with it too much, but I can't help a portion of it. Bethesda's new Doom titles topping the mobile gaming charts, huh? All right. We'll see what's going on there. Yeah. So Resident Evil came out 2 days ago now, yeah. RE4 remake dropped about a day and a half ago, actually. Day and a half ago. It's been reviewed very well. It was getting reviewed by critics before the official release very well. And we looked at it yesterday. And by the time we looked at it yesterday, just in Steam reviews, it was already hitting about 3,000 reviews that were about 93 to 94% positive. We'll take another look at it today. Let's go ahead and we'll just pull it up and see what reviews are sitting at this point. It looks like people are pretty happy with it so far. So 95% positive of over 8,000 user reviews. Pretty good, man. That's pretty solid. Pretty solid. Pretty good stuff. We'll wonder what the Metacritic's giving us here. We'll look at it on both PS5 and PC. They don't have any user reviews for PS5 yet, but a 93 from 107 critic reviews. And let's go to PC. 92 from 12 critic reviews. It's doing very well so far, man. It's doing very well. So if you like Resident Evil and you're interested in the RE4 remake, probably worth a check. Yeah. What brought that up? Was there an ad about Roblox inspires Fortnite and other game companies or something? Did I miss that? I don't know. There's an amount of stuff that like an ad like that I'm not necessarily going to probably dive into. That's some stuff like that quite often could be like clickbaity, you know. Oh, this one to do what? To let players create their own games. That's what it was about, dude. That was what I mean. I think you were, grasping for what they were getting into there. But it's Fortnite takes a page from Roblox to let players create their own games. Unfortunately, Bloomberg is a website that we aren't able to read most of the article out of. It'll end up, well, it looks like it would let us, but yeah. I mean, that's one of the reasons Roblox has done very well. But look, Roblox has issues too. Um, Roblox has huge issues. And they're not the only company that does this kind of thing, right? It's, they're all totally built around allowing people to. That's their entire platform, is allowing people an easy way to get in, um, create different game environments for other people to try out and potentially grow into and things like that. But it's been there's been a lot of contention around what that platform is. It's a lot of that aim for that platform has been towards younger audiences, and the developers behind Roblox have not done a great job about protecting individuals on that platform from toxic, harmful, age inappropriate material. So we talk about that kind of stuff a lot. I mean, so you know, there's a reason why it's a cool platform, right? And there's a reason why it's very defining in what it does. A lot of other companies are going to look at what Roblox has done well. That's the way the gaming industry works. That's the way the world works. People are going to look. Other companies are going to look at what other companies have done very well, right? Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. If you've never heard that, I mean, it's a very common phrase because it holds true. Companies are going to copy other companies because the things that are done well that have proven themselves to be very you know, profitable things in whatever industry you're in, right? And in gaming, things that have proven to be hold people's attention and be very good parts of gameplay. Other companies are going to want to incorporate that into their development of their games also, right? So it only makes sense that there are going to be companies that try to incorporate the same thing that Roblox has done. But Roblox has done what has made their platform so very popular. They've done it very well, but they've got issues too. And I say this a lot. It's not all the responsibility on that front as far as the kids side of things. Not all of it falls on Roblox, right? But if you're going to promote your platform as a place for a younger audience, you've got to do the very best you can as a developer to protect kids. The other part of that responsibility lies on the adults and the guardians that are allowing kids to get on these online platforms and engage with other people and engage in these communities to ensure that they're not being exposed to any harmful kinds of content, right? So there's responsibility on two different sides here. But the developers behind Roblox have traditionally not done a very good job at regulating that kind of stuff and safeguarding younger audiences from harmful content. And I'm not saying it's an easy job either, but ultimately, if you're going to promote your software and your game towards a younger audience, that's your responsibility. So in my opinion, they need to do a better job on that front. So that's one of my biggest criticisms about the developers behind Roblox. But you're not wrong. I mean, there are a lot of things that Roblox has done very well. It's a very unique platform, allowing people to go in there and create some different game, create whatever gaming and world they want off of that platform, allowing other people to come in and join and experience the same thing. And obviously, because it's unique and it's they're good at what they do, other companies are going to try to copy that as well. Yeah. there just needs to be a little bit more responsibility in preventing the bad people, the bad actors, if you will, from ruining certain aspects of those communities. We see it a lot, and I mean they're not the only company that's had issues, right? I mean, we've read about it here recently. Overwatch had issues. Overwatch had issues where it was what some kind of game mode where you would go in and it was super gross. It was a um, super gross situation where there was like a custom game mode where you would go in and it was basically about it was all built around trying to like sexually assault each other and stuff. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. And Blizzard was like, oh well, we removed it as soon as we found out about it. And dude, then it came back months later. It came back and it was still there. When we read the article again, it was like, man, what is happening? So um, mob games. I mean, all developers have issues with any kind of game that's built in with an online incorporation. Any kind of online mechanics to it, where you've got an online community with communication and interaction and between online players. There's going to be things that you have to continually be addressing and trying to evolve as the game evolves and prevent the toxicity, prevent cheating, and prevent people that get banned from the game from getting in back in with nice link. There you go. Get back in with their like secondary accounts and stuff like. I mean, there's a lot of things that developers are trying to do nowadays to prevent this kind of thing, because ultimately the health of the community is very, very important. If you allow things like this to happen on the constant, the the online community suffers. The community of the game suffers. The health of the game suffers. We've seen it here recently with a game like Tarkov. Tarkov has had an absolutely massive amount of cheating. It's been exposed here recently to a great extent, and there are a lot of people that want to play the game legitly that just don't want to play it anymore because they don't feel like they can play the game because there's just too many people getting cheats, and the developers aren't doing anything to remove it or prevent it. And I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do, but it is definitely a catastrophic thing. I mean, whether you talk about just terribly toxic people in the community that break terms of service for using hate-filled speech, or to the extent of going through and using things like hacks and cheats or whatever. I mean, there's a whole slew of things that shouldn't be acceptable in a games online environment, and ultimately it's a cat and mouse game. Developers are constantly trying to assess ways to effectively rid their software of those kinds of issues that they're currently aware of, while also trying to be prepared and vigilant for the new issues that crop up that they don't know or are currently going to be or are plaguing the system that they're just not aware of yet, and they've got to be ready to like hop on those and take care of them as quickly as possible. It's a rough game to play as from a developer's standpoint. It's not easy. It takes a lot of resources and constant management and oversight of the game, and it's not easy for sure, but it is important, no doubt about it. I'm right there with you, buddy. I hate cheaters too, man. Yeah, absolutely hate them. We'll see about this. RE4 is doing well. That's great. Overwatch's rare skin controversially teased. We'll see what's going on there. Yeah, AI NPCs are the future of gaming. We're already seeing this being implemented. We've talked on it. We've touched on it here recently. Was it Ubi? I think it's Ubi that's already like getting NPC AI dialogue set up for NPCs. Yeah, it was a few days ago. We saw it in the news segment, and so there's the whole AI thing in gaming is it's a really touchy subject. I can see the you know how good and how applicable certain facets of AI could be within the gaming development part of things. But there's also some huge concerns ethically about incorporating it, and I've talked about it a lot over this past week. So I'm not gonna dive into it a whole lot right now and get into another rant on it. I mean, if you've seen any of the news segments been a part of the news segments over the past week, you know how I feel about it. I think there's ways in which it's really going to be a great thing for development, but there's a reason for concern also. I think. Yeah, we read about this yesterday also. Um, yeah, game development is not easy. No way. Yeah, and I mean, it's not just I think all encompassing what you've got to take into consideration is like every aspect of what goes into it. It's the writing of the code behind you know the game and all the artwork that goes into it, and the uh, music and the sound effects. I mean, there's so many different areas of game development that have to come together for video game development. It's not easy. It really absolutely is not. So anybody that thinks it would be, man, I mean, I think you're sorely mistaken, and you probably would be better off taking a bit of a look at some stuff online about what it actually takes to get. And I mean, that's outside of even being in a decent sized development organization, company that has to deal with not only the ground floor development side of things, but having to work with communicating between like marketing and you know all the other aspects of project development, not just the actual hands-on development side of things. There's a lot of working parts, but between the development of video games and stuff, it's pretty wild, man. Um, the TMNT. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are getting a spin-off for a game uh, being adapted off of a limited series. I don't know if it was more of a manga or a comic or I'm not sure. I haven't ever seen it, but it's called The Last Ronin. And apparently it takes place when there's only one turtle left alive. The rest of the group has it's a mature content. TMNT. Yo, Wick, what's up, dude? Hey, did you figure out your issue? I didn't see it until this morning, dude. I didn't see the stuff till this morning. Um so apparently from what we read yesterday, and if you take a look at yesterday's news segment, they're going to be making a game it's much more adult oriented. It's going to probably have a mature rating on it. It's going to be centered around what appears to be Michelangelo is the last turtle that has survived. It's in the distant future, and it's going to be a pretty dark kind of vibe, a dark take on a lot of uh, you know the norm of what we've seen for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuff. It's pretty interesting. Heck no. Did you even? I mean, did you try anything? Did you look into anything, or is it? Did you just? You were just like, I'm not messing with this tonight. Yeah, and we talked about this yesterday too. Redfall's developers working on removing online requirement for single player. We talked about that. Um, take a look at yesterday's news segment. I'm not going to get into the rant about that or the. Excuse me. It was a pretty long discussion that we had about it yesterday. Um, Part of it, a big part of the Redfall issue has to do with DRM and de novo and stuff like that. And I bring up some other topics that I think developers have concerns with. A game that is both has a single player, can be played in single player, but also has the big focus on multiplayer and why there are some reasons why they might want to keep it as a online only game. You know, is there a reason why none of the ports on the back of the motherboard would work? Have you flashed the BIOS, dude? That would be my first go for you, dude. Pull the battery. I mean, you could try taking the CMOS battery out and putting it back in and see if it helps anything. But ultimately, man, I mean, you're not getting any display. None of the ports are working. Did you try turning it off, turn it back on again? I mean, yeah, I did that. I really think that I really think that you might need to update the BIOS, flash the BIOS. You have an orange light where next to your DRAM is it. Can you send me a picture of it? Do you have a picture of it? Not now. Go home, dude, and take a picture of it. All right. I'll see if I can look something. I'll see if I can figure it out. Let me finish the news segment, dude, and I'll see. I might know what's going on, but I need to look up something. Um, Silent Hill 2 remake is technically ready. Take a look at that. Was your motherboard giving you a code, dude? Was it giving you any kind of numerical code on the? I'm guessing you probably need to update your BIOS. You probably need to flash your BIOS, dude. But we'll figure it out, man. I'll take a look. Yeah, we know that. Let's see. EA delisting award-winning games from digital stores. There's like 3 Battlefield games going away, right? This is what they're talking about. Yeah. Worried about it. We hit about this about I don't know, almost a week ago, but we'll hit on it again. We watched this also. So yesterday was the last day of Game Developers Conference, and we saw some cool stuff come out of GDC in the middle of the week, like with Unreal Engine 5. Excuse me. Like this is part of it that we watched. It was very very cool. Unreal Engine 5 is just so insane, man. Yeah, okay. Sci-fi shooter synced heads to Steam and Epic Game Store. Yeah. We saw that during the Future Game Show showcase here recently. We've seen it in some other things over the past too. Uh, we'll pull that up. We'll take a look. All right, looks like some Mario games are getting a massive sell on the Switch. We've seen the Witchfire gameplay 2 times now. I'm not going to pull this up. We looked at it yesterday during the news segment. We saw it the day before in the Future Game Show showcase. So if you want to see the Witchfire gameplay, take a look at yesterday's news segment, okay, on YouTube. Controversial X Epic Game Store exclusive now free? What? On Steam. Oh, Sludge Life. Yeah, I've already been promoting that for the past couple of days. Sludge Life is free on Steam. I'll just pull it up right now so you guys can see it. Um, Sludge Life, free. It doesn't show it for me, but there should be a button for you that it just says add to library. That's all you need to do. It's yours. It's free forever. Add to your library, free forever. In your library, forever. It's yours, free forever. In your library. If you just click add to your library, it's yours forever. It's free. All right. Sludge Live. Here, I'll link it for you. There you go. Raw, dude. Oh. I got the yawns this morning. I don't know why either, man. Grab your nunchukus. What? John Wick's gonna become a video game. All right. I mean, I'm surprised this hasn't happened. There've been like some small John Wick game, I think like mobile title stuff, but uh as far as mainline games go, there haven't been, which is weird because it's such a popular series, you know? So I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet, but apparently it's coming. We'll take a look. Yeah. You got the again, just as a notification for everybody, the Wii U and 3DS e-stores, e-shops are closing down in 2 days. Probably actually a day and a half. So maybe even less than that, depending on what time zone they're shutting them down in. So if you're looking to get any digital games for your Wii U or your 3DS, you need to grab them now. I hate to have Nintendo makes people play into this you know methodology of them creating a new shop and platform for every console they come out with, and it's gross because then they just shut it down and quit giving people access instead of having one online shop for all their stuff. But it's kind of gross, and but nonetheless, all the Wii U and 3DS digital content's going away very, very, very soon. So if you want any of it, you need to go get it now. Wait, what? You got it. What do you mean you got it? Got what? Oh, you got the free game. Content is in that. Need to verify my age. Yeah, it's Slush Life. Yeah, it's like a mature rated game, I think. So, yeah, they gave it away on Epic a while back, like over a year ago, I think. And I remember it being like promoted as a mature content kind of game or whatever. Yeah. I don't verify. I don't verify my really like if you see because that's the same thing it does for me like on Steam all the time. It'll come up and be like verify your age for any kind of mature content or whatever, and it's just like it's some kind of like default date all the time of like January 1st of like I think it's like 1970 something, 1974 or something. It's like absolutely not my birthday, dude. I don't. That's not my birthday, dude. We've talked about that. Diablo 4 beta players should expect unprecedented queues. Dude, I'm not going to read into this. This is what I'll tell everybody. Diablo 4's beta has had some issues. Yeah. Um, Apparently, there's been some issues with connectivity. There have been some issues with queue times. There have been issues. People are reporting with 3080 Ti's getting apparently destroyed by a certain cutscene in the game. One of the things that we were talking about yesterday is you might need to potentially go into your NVIDIA settings and cap your frame rate. It might be, you know, just that might be something that could help prevent that. I don't know totally. But quite often, that's one of those things in games that certain situations can really overheat a card real bad. If you don't have a cap on your frame rate on your across the board for your PC. So don't tell the diehard Diablo people that. Yeah, I know, dude. Look, man. I mean, the fact of the matter is, this is a beta first and foremost. So people have to understand in a beta, you're playing a beta to help the developer find ways in which they need to continue working on polishing the game up. But so I mean, as far as that goes, dude, I'm not gonna knock Blizzard for anything right now. It's a beta. This is not supposed to be the final version of the game, right? And people have to just chill out, dude. It's a beta. You're playing a beta. It's gonna have issues. People have to understand that. So like, why won't it just look, man? You got to expect that. But the flip side of that coin is we've seen time and time again that Blizzard's not very good with the release of their games, right? And you're right, Wick, dude. They're the diehard Blizzard can do no wrong, man, is actually disgusting to me. I don't know how people can't see through it at this point, but you're right, dude. Those people will throw a fit, dude, if you talk trash about a Blizzard game. It's like, Jesus, I don't understand where they come from with all that, Yeah, I don't know. They must just really love Bobby Kotick or something. I don't know what it is. Um, there are people like that for all kinds of different companies. Bro, for real. I think I'm gonna play it this week. This coming week, I think I'm gonna play it when it releases. The 30th, I think, right? Yeah. So I got to figure out something else to play starting on Monday because Pinky's got afternoon work this week, so we won't be playing Divinity this week. I might just do some Warframe days or something, and then play Dredge whenever it releases, something like that. But yeah, I'm really psyched. That game looks cool to me, dude. So but again, for the flip side of the Diablo 4 thing, Blizzard traditionally has pretty bad issues on the release of their games. I mean, the most recent, example of that is Overwatch 4, man. Overwatch 4 was terrible. I don't know how it was so bad. I don't know how it was so bad when it was literally just an upgraded version of Overwatch 1. I don't know how it was that hard for them, but they had a lot of issues releasing that game. So to think that they're not going to have some kind of significant issues releasing Diablo 4 in a good state, and I'll believe it when I see it. I mean, I hope so for the gamer's sake, for the player's sake. Yeah, I hope so. But I just don't trust Blizzard. So we'll see what happens. But I think people need to just chill out for a second because um, it's the beta. This is for them to test. And if you're having issues, that okay, that sucks. Did I say Overwatch 4? Yeah, Overwatch 2, dude. That's where my head's at this morning. Thanks, dude. I'm just doubling up, dude. I need to double down. I need to double down on that. You know what I'm saying? Diablo 4 with Overwatch? Hey, dude, that might be a play, that might be a play, dude. Um, so yeah, I don't know, man. They're trying to get things figured out. This is part of the beta, and hopefully they will. But I don't trust Blizzard to release the game in a great state, whether it be the game playing well, the game performing well, or the servers performing well. I mean, there's usually something going wrong with Blizzard releases. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, RE4 dude is doing very well right now. Uh, people are loving this game. Capcom man is really killing it with these Resident Evil remakes. They're doing a good job, and looks like they've hit it again, man, with the Resident Evil 4 remake. Capcom's doing it, man. They know what they're doing. Cyberpunk is about to add one of its biggest features. What? I mean, that's why I need you here, dude, to make sure that whenever I misspeak, dude, you got to keep me on my toes. You know what I mean? You got to get you got to correct me, dude. Yeah, we've already Counter Strike 2 officially announced. Yeah, uh, did they? They didn't say anything official about a date or anything, right? Nice. They've confirmed, dude, that it's expected to hit the screens in summer 2023. I think we already saw that, but yeah, we watched some of this stuff already. I'll go ahead and just link this, and I'll just tell everybody. But uh, you know, get it right for those who watch on YouTube. There you go, dude. Yeah. Yeah. So Counter Strike 2. Uh, we saw some video the other day. Just read the teleprompter. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Um, and they've got some cool stuff going on for Counter Strike too. Like we saw, there's numerous videos out there, and you can check out. There will be some of them in that article I just linked. But we took a dive into another. Shout out to Pinky, by the way. Pinky made me aware that this announcement had come out a couple of days ago, and then we hit it on the next day. They got some cool physics going on with like the smoke in the end. Like you throw smoke grenades, and the smoke like will fill areas based on like physics based smoke. And then if you do other things like you shoot through the smoke will dissipate in the area around where the bullet goes through for just a small amount of time, so you can see through the smoke for a second. There's like physics to the smoke, and then the smoke will like fill back in and stuff. There's really cool things going on with Counter Strike. It looks like right now, and Counter Strike's been a huge game for a long time, and so the second iteration coming is after such a long time. I think is probably a very very hyped up thing, and so I don't know, man. We might have to get in there and play a little bit of Counter Strike 2 whenever it drops this summer. No way, dude. Star Wars rumor leaks new Ewok game? Oh, see, now I might be able to get in on that jam, dude. Yeah, we hit on this yesterday. Yeah, Sony, according to Metacritic, Sony was the best publisher of 2022. Yeah. We looked at that in yesterday's news segment. So we took an entire look at the full list. I think it showed like the top 50 in the article we read. So that's in yesterday's news segment on YouTube if you want to take a look. Boosteroid is another one of those companies that's gotten a 10-year deal from Microsoft. Boosteroid, yep. This Park Beyond game looks absolutely bonkers, dude. This is a game that we saw during the Future Game Show showcase 2 days ago. And it is, as Wick stated when we watched it, like Roller Coaster Tycoon or Theme Park. Those old kinds of games like that, but like jacked up on steroids, dude. It really that is exactly what it looks like. It's got some wild stuff going on in this game, and not say that in like a bad way. It's just it is some crazy stuff going on in that game, theme park wise. So if you're into those kinds of games, then this might be worth a check. We've seen enough of the Witchfire stuff too. Came out of the same. We've seen some stuff in that in a while, and I think we watched some more stuff on it yesterday morning. The Witchfire stuff. Tower of Fantasy Update 2.4. We'll take a look at what that has for people. Tekken 8's Jack 8 trailer has a robot beating up a what? A Jaguar Luchador, so beating up King. All right. All right, man. Here we go. Let's get into these articles. Star Wars rumor leaks new Ewok game. New Star Wars rumor has leaked a new Star Wars game that will finally give fans of the sci-fi series what they want: more Ewoks. That's right. The rumor alleges a new Star Wars game is in the works that centers around Ewoks. Unfortunately, the rumor is dubious at best. Excuse me. Comes from an anonymous source, however. It's so random and so strange that Star Wars fans can't help but wonder if it's true. According to the rumor, there is a game kind of like Pikmin, but with Ewoks in the works. Oh. This immediately sounds like a low-effort mobile game, but according to the rumor, it's not a mobile game. Unfortunately, this is the extent of the rumor, which cites a source that works at the undisclosed company working on the game. The rumor was shared on Reddit. I know a lot of people like Pikmin, but dude, it just doesn't appeal to me, so I think there goes all my aspirations for what this game was potentially going to be. The rumor was shared on Reddit, and while you may expect it to be met with accusations of forgery, many of the replies to the Reddit post agree that it's so out of left field it may actually be real. The reason so many think that this is because these type of rumors end up being true more often than you'd think. The more out of left field a rumor is, the more believable it is to many, for the simple reason that it feels too random to be made up. The complete anonymous nature of this rumor is no doubt a red flag, but most video game rumors come from anonymous sources. Though usually there's someone staking their reputation on the rumor by making the claim. In this case, there's no reputation at stake. The source is anonymous. The person relaying the information is an anonymous Reddit user. These types of rumors, whether they come from a 4chan or Reddit, are often written off, but numerous times they've come true. In fact, many of the biggest anonymous industry insiders got their start peddling dubious rumors, and many of the biggest leaks in video game history have come from random Reddit and 4chan users. Yeah, massive grain of salt with that one. Even if, for me, and there are people that like Pikmin, dude. I get it. But for me, that's just going to probably be a no. But to each their own, man. Tower of Fantasy Update 2.4 Under the Grand Sea gets new video and details. Level Infinite and Hoda Studio released new videos and details about the upcoming update coming to their anime-style MMORPG Tower of Fantasy. First video showcases some interesting information about the new setting, the Grand Sea. I can't see it. See if I can find it on YouTube real quick. Ahua, ahua. Uh, 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 uh. New version. We'll just watch the new version update trailer real quick. I'm not gonna. There is an article in here too for Q&A with the team about the update. So if you're looking for something like that, it's like a 7.5 minute long. We'll watch this one real quick though.
Inners. This name holds so many beautiful visions. The ocean envelops those who sacrifice for their dreams.
Under the sea.
And embraces their utmost desires. However, this gentle sea has never experienced true peacefulness. Crisis and undercurrent are never far away. From the moment I took on the duty of protecting Inners, I swore to my heart, no matter the outcome, I will stay within this city through its darkest and brightest days.
It's just like Underwater Genshin Impact, right? Is that what this is?
This group of gray space entities, is it a coincidence, or did someone instruct them to do this?
This is where I will remain until these gray space entities are exterminated.
Tower of Fantasy. There you go. Okay. We also learned the location is split into 3 layers: Grand Sea Island, Inner City, and the Dragon Breath Volcano. The update promises underwater combat, bosses, enemies, and tons of special exploration content. On top of the already revealed Simulacrum land, there will be several more that we will meet in the update, coming to the game's gacha down the line. The new Abyssant what is that? Heboella? No. Heboella, Behemoth Abyssant weaponizes its colossal body size and lava as one of the new world bosses living in the crater of the map. Events like the new underwater rescue request mission, where wanderers are guided to explore the underwater world, obtain rich rewards, or team up to challenge the new Crusade Ring of Oblivion. Oh, this is the the dev team stuff. Dev team stuff again, I think. Yeah. So all that's in this article if you want. Free-to-play RPG with optional microtransactions. Currently available for PC, iOS, and Android. Recently released Steam version as well, okay? So if you want more, here you go. Boom. Here you go. Look at Jack's 8, dude. Jeez. Jack 8. Trailer has a robot beating up a Jaguar masked luchador. Jack, a line of robots, has been in every main Tekken over the years, and the latest Tekken 8 trailer gives a more substantial view of the newest version. While Jack 8 had already been confirmed and in other pieces of footage, this trailer is all about him and his high-tech arsenal. Jack 8 is a heavy hitter and has access to big weapons and brutal attacks, as pointed out by YouTuber Hi. Buff Gigas, please. A few of Jack 8's moves have been pulled from prior games, his predecessor Prototype Jack, and Tekken 7's Gigas. Some are even references to his appearances in various cutscenes and appear to factor into the heat system, which is new to Tekken 8. Despite the continual drip feed of character trailers, Bandai Namco has still revealed Tekken, still has not released Tekken 8's release window. I think that's a misstatement right there. I'm excited about this. I always liked Jack too. I don't like seeing him beat up King, but you know.
Tekken 8! New challenger! Jack 8!
There's so much snow outside. Nice, dude. That was cool. Dude, it snowed so much. Holy crap. Okay. Alright. Cool, man. Cool. Jack 8, dude. Cyberpunk 2077 is about to add one of its biggest features yet. More than 2 years since its release, since the game's December 2020 release, and ahead of its Phantom Liberty expansion, which will only be available on next-gen consoles, or current new-gen consoles, by the way. Gross CDPR. Has been regularly updating the game and improving it. Next big update looks poised to release in April, more specifically on April 11th. Overdrive mode, which will be added, which will in turn add path tracing to the game. Also known as full ray tracing, path tracing provides more realistic lighting. In the video game space, it's tech that's hardly used because of how demanding it is on GPUs. Path tracing, also known as full ray tracing, accurately simulates light throughout an entire scene, writes NVIDIA of the announcement. It's used by visual effects artists to create film and TV graphics that are indistinguishable from reality. Until the arrival of GeForce RTX GPUs with RT cores and the AI-powered acceleration of NVIDIA DLSS, real-time video game path tracing was impossible because it is extremely GPU-intensive. According to Paweł Kozlowski, a senior technology developer engineer at NVIDIA, this technology not only makes games look better, but it has the potential to revolutionize the entire pipeline of how games are being created. Cyberpunk is available on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and S. Yeah, according to the internet and CDPR itself, the game has vastly improved now compared to when it launched in I think a sketchy state is a very, very delicate way to state it. It was nightmarish. If you haven't checked it out yet, or since then, now is a good time, but waiting for Overdrive mode to arrive may be worth it at this point. So this is another thing. I thought this is why I feel it's so gross that Phantom Liberty is the big expansion coming out, and whenever it was announced last year that was coming, it was later last year that was coming. It was announced that, quote from CDPR, now everybody will be able to experience what Cyberpunk was really meant to be. And by the way, oh yeah, you can only experience the expansion if you are playing on new-gen consoles or PC. When there are so many people that own it on PS4 and Xbox One that won't be able to play that expansion, you know. And for me, that's disgusting. If you're going to release a game on these platforms and you're planning on, providing content down the line, it should be available on those consoles. And they go, well, we'll give everybody an upgraded version. You know, if you go and buy a new console, not everybody can just go buy a new console, dude. You know, so for me, that feels bad. I'm not a fan of the way CDPR has handled this situation all the way around from Cyberpunk. And so, yeah, is it in a better state now than it was on release? Yeah. But they shouldn't get kudos for that. The game should never have been released in this. That was loud. The game should have never been released in the state that it was in. It wasn't just like, this game was almost unplayable for most people. For most people that tried to play this game on release, it was basically unplayable. It was, in modern gaming, it is and will forever be one of the prime examples of one of the more gross releases ever. And what I think is really, really gross also is and is unfair is that they've gotten awards. They've actually gotten awards for things like what was the award they got? It was literally an award for something like, you know, the most, I don't know, something for the developers and the amount of content and time and updating and stuff they put into a game when they had a lot that they could do with the game because it was in such a terrible state when they released it, and that's not fair. You know, that's not fair for all those games that come out that feel really good and you know, and they still work on constantly putting content in, you know, and stuff like that. For them to be overlooked because of a game like Cyberpunk that came out as cyber trash. And yeah, I mean, is it in a better state now? Yeah. and good, cool. But it should have never been released like that in the first place. So, I don't know. Grab your nunchucks. John Wick is going to be a video game. Are you ready to work under the high table? With John Wick Chapter 4 now in theaters and its future uncertain, Lionsgate is expanding the franchise into new and exciting directions with Ana de Armas's film spinoff, Ballerina, and a prequel TV show focused on the Continental. As producer Erica Lee revealed during an interview with Collider's Stephen Weintraub, the Wickverse will keep growing. Fans will soon be able to become an assassin of the high table when a new John Wick video game hits the market. Turning the John Wick franchise into a game makes a lot of sense as the movie starring Keanu Reeves already incorporates many elements from video game language. John's adventures are often split into levels filled with goons and a final boss that must be defeated for him to progress. In addition, every person who's not directly involved in the action remains in the background, not reacting to the carnage, as if they were NPCs stuck in animation loops. Finally, John Wick usually finds new loot in between missions to make him even deadlier. Still, while it would be reasonable to expect a big AAA open world John Wick video game to give fans the complete assassin experience, Lionsgate has been extremely shy in exploring the gaming market. Fortunately, Lee told us, we're doing a video game, and it shouldn't take long for us to get some new ideas about it, because when we asked Lee about a possible release date, she said, I think it's soon. And for fans who think soon is not precise enough, Lee added, I think it's soon. I mean, we're deeply working on it, so it's not years away. Depending on the scope of the mysterious game, it could take years to polish the experience, and since Lee doesn't reveal how long they've been developing it, it's hard to guess when we can expect to put our virtual suits and deliver some fancy gun-fu revenge upon our enemies. Fortunately, Lionsgate will have plenty of opportunities to reveal more about the project in upcoming gaming events like E3, if it actually happens. Yeah, there have been some games before, too. If you want to see, you know, there's some other content in here. We know there have been a couple of little adaptations, but nothing mainline for the title there, so. Sci-fi shooter Synced heads to Steam and the Epic Game Store this summer. Synced is an upcoming third-person shooter from publisher Level Infinite and developer Next Studios. Based in a future where nanotech is a vital part of society, the developers look to change up the formula in the shooter game. I can't read this morning, dude. I don't know what it is. Shooter genre. Synced will be free-to-play and feature PvE and I think this is supposed to say PvE and PvP game modes. The game is currently set to release on PC sometime this summer, while the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S versions will release at a later date. Check out more info on Synced below. Wick's loving it, dude. We've seen a little bit of this already, but I'll show you again. This contains both PvE and PvE content. Yo, what's up, Kayla? How are you? Happy Saturday, yo. Are you off today? It looks more like desynced. Oh, hoverboard. Yeah, I saw it on the showcase, yeah. I had seen it previous to that, too. It was already on my wish list. Just like, yeah, I'm not like super jacked about it, but, you know, just because I like you know, PvE, PvP, loot and shoot kind of games, you know, like this, I figured it was worth keeping up with. So I'm not gonna lie, dude. It reminds me, the look of it kind of reminds me of Shatterline. So we'll see. We'll see. It's supposed to be free to play though, so. Similar to classic looter shooters, runners can obtain resources in PvE and PvP matches to build up their character while also unlocking powerful weapons and mods. Yep. So, if you need more out of there, here you go. Mario games on Nintendo Switch get another massive sell. Alright, Nintendo's holding another massive sale, specifically on Mario Brothers games. Yeah, so, this wave of Mario-themed deals just so happens to conveniently run from now until April 7th, which is when the Super Mario Brothers movie was first supposed to come to theaters before the movie's release date was moved up by 2 days. Here's your deals. Woo! Is this for real? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is $40, or you can get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Bundle, which is the game plus the Booster Course Pass for $40. I mean, which one makes more sense here? If that's legitimately, if these are the same price, why would you not just buy the deluxe bundle? Am I missing something? I mean, I'm a bit tired this morning. I haven't had enough coffee yet, but this is making me feel really dumb. Like, I feel like I'm missing something. Super Mario Odyssey is $40. Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe is $40. Super Mario Maker 2 is $40. And Super Mario World 3D Bowser's Fury is $40. All these games save for the bundle normally cost the Nintendo Premium of $60, savings of about 33% off each game. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still getting new content to this day thanks to the Booster Course Pass. So if you somehow don't have this game yet, the bundle's not too bad an option. I don't understand. Here, I'll link it. All right. Overwatch's rarest skin controversially teased for a comeback with Prime Gaming. Overwatch 2 has a much more full-on system for monetization, and fans having to pay for skins, but one of the rarest skins in the game still hails from the original Overwatch. The Pink Mercy skin has long been one of the most elusive to Overwatch players. Spicy. It had a completely different system for unlocking that has made it one of the rarest, as most thought it could never come back. You didn't have to get Overwatch coins, but instead make donations to charity. This week, though, Prime Gaming might be teasing the return of one of the rarest skins. If that's the case, some fans have called out why this turnaround might be in bad taste. A recent trailer for Amazon Prime Gaming has promoted brand new rewards. This new bundle is going to reward gamers with an Amazon Prime subscription, similar to how Twitch Prime provides free in-game gear. It's part of a bigger push for Prime Gaming. They're also holding esports events. The trailer contained a shot that stirred up some controversy, though, Pink Mercy. The skin is particularly notable in Overwatch thanks to both its rarity and the way you could acquire it. The advert's cutting implies that it's going to be accessible through Amazon Prime Gaming in the future. The video has now been removed thanks to sizable backlash from fans. As the name implies, Pink Mercy is an Overwatch skin which renders Mercy in near full pink. We know who would like that around here. Pinky, doesn't sound like anything too out of the ordinary. La la la, excuse me. Especially when Overwatch has a battle pass full of fun skins like an invisible man. It has become one of the rarest skins in the game, though. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. People get so riled up about, like, nothing. It seems like. I think it's just a bunch of people that it's probably all the people that have the Pink Mercy skin that are like, oh no, now there are going to be other people that have the skin, and I'm not going to be able to flex as much. My flexing is going to be not as cool. Flex, my muscles aren't going to be as big anymore, and my Overwatch 2 flex is going to not be as cool because other people will be able to flex too. Silent Hill 2 Remake is technically ready, according to developers. Bloober Team, the developer behind popular horror games such as Blair Witch and The Medium, has recently updated the public on developing the highly anticipated Silent Hill 2 Remake. According to the CEO, Babiino, the game is technically ready, meaning the product is almost finished. However, there are still some factors that need to be taken into consideration. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I'm having one of those mornings. Taken into consideration before the game can be released to the public. Babiino stated the issue of the release schedule is not in their hands, as it is up to their partners to determine the game's promotion and release date. While the game is almost finished, it still needs to go through some final stages of development before it can be released to the public. Bloomer's new strategy involves moving away from environmental storytelling and focusing more on mechanics recognizable to a broader audience. This means that Silent Hill 2 Remake may have a different feel from the original game, but the company assures fans that they will stay true to the horror genre. Yeah, Silent Hill 2 has been rumored to be nearing completion for a while now. Well, it all depends on Konami, the owner of the Silent Hill franchise. While Bloober has expressed interest in remaking more Silent Hill games, they ultimately depend on Konami's approval. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of Silent Hill stuff over the past year to year and a half, and it's coming, man. It's coming. If you guys want to see that trailer, which we've seen plenty of times here in the channel and in the community, it's right there in that link. EA delisting award-winning games from all digital stores. We've heard already there's a lot of Battlefield going away, but according to The Verge, EA plans to delist Battlefield 1943, Battlefield Bad Company, and Battlefield Bad Company 2. Slated for removal on Tuesday, April 28th. Whew. However, the offline campaign aspects of Bad Company and Bad Company 2 will remain accessible to those who bought the games. There are rumors of Mirror's Edge. Also having the same fate, but apparently it's staying. Yeah. So there you go. UK. Let's see. Activision shares jump as British competition regulator drops key concern on Microsoft takeover. Yep. Shares of Activision Blizzard surged Friday after the UK's Competition and Markets Authority narrowed the scope of its investigation into Microsoft's takeover of the game's publisher. The development marks a partial win for Microsoft as it pursues an expansion of its video game business. The Redmond, Washington-based technology giant has deepened its focus on gaming through blockbuster acquisitions, such as its purchase of ZeniMax Media, the parent company of Bethesda Softworks. Yeah, Call of Duty distribution and focus. That's been the big issue here, right? Microsoft stated Sony's campaign to protect its dominance by blocking our merger can't overcome the facts, and Microsoft has already presented effective and enforceable remedies to address each of the CMA's remaining concerns. We know this deal will benefit competition, innovation, and consumers in the market. I truly believe that this is something that will happen. I've believed this the entire time. And I've seen Sony and PlayStation being basically anti-competitive themselves, and the fact they just don't want things to change, right? They don't want to. I think that Activision Blizzard will be a better company having Microsoft at the top. I do think that. And it will, a lot of things in the industry will change because of this acquisition. No doubt about it. But I do think it will be the catalyst behind other companies having to do what Microsoft's Xbox has had to do for so long, and being very inventive in finding ways to compete in a market that they've always kind of been a little bit behind in the console side of things, for sure. You know, so they've always had to find ways to survive behind like Nintendo and PlayStation, and this is a big move for them. And of course, you know, PlayStation's like, well, you know, we don't want things to change, so that's why they've been taking this stance the whole time. Microsoft still faces uncertainty from regulators in the U.S. and the European Union. In the U.S., the Federal Trade Commission filed an antitrust case against Microsoft attempting to block the Activision deal. There are still some companies that are opposed, but a lot of these companies basically initially said, "Oh, this shouldn't happen," until Microsoft went, "Hey, you want to in on this? Yo, Nvidia, you want Call of Duty on your platform for 10 years?" And Nvidia was like, "Oh, yeah." And then they didn't have an issue anymore. And you know, that's what they've been doing for a lot of these companies. They're like, "Yo, you want a piece of this pie, baby? I got a sick piece of this, you know, Activision Blizzard pie over here, you know, that we're prepared to purchase. This pie, hot, steamy, looking good. It's good. This is a Call of Duty pie here." And everybody was jealous of this pie, you know. And now that, you know, Microsoft's like, "Oh, yo, we'll share some of this pie. You want some of this pie?" Then, you know, they're like, "Oh, you're going to share that pie?" "No, dude. Yeah, go ahead, buy that pie if you're going to share that pie." You know? All right. So, last article I have, and we'll get into some gaming stuff today. Bethesda's new Doom title tops mobile gaming charts on release. Mighty Doom. Let's watch this, see what this is, dude. That's loud. Like a roguelike game. Okay. Did you know that a new Doom game launched this week? Not quite the next mainline entry from ID. Mighty Doom is out now on mobile devices. Seems to be performing rather well in its launch week. In fact, Mighty Doom is now top of the free-to-play charts on both iOS and Android at the time of writing. Of course, these charts will likely change and move around in the coming days and weeks, but clearly the game has been a big hit on launch. Being a game designed for mobile, Mighty Doom doesn't work quite like a standard Doom title. A lot of the series' visual language does translate well to the single-touch top-down shooter, though. We like the way this game looks overall. Pleased to see a little Doom guy making his mobile game splash anyway. But we're, of course, hoping that Mighty Doom is quickly followed up by another mainline console release. Been 3 years, ID, what are you guys up to? Okay, there you go. If you want to take another look at it, see what else is in that article, here you go. Cool, man. Cool. Them's the breaks, dude. That's the crumbled cookie. That's the news, man. You guys rock. Appreciate you. What do we let's get a different song on here, man. There we go. Rock it, baby. Rock it. Cool. Happy Saturday. Hope you guys are doing well. We're gonna go play maybe a little bit of Warframe and then some Divinity, man, for the day. Good news, dude. Good news segment. A little bit more chill than it's been over the past few days. We've had a lot of news coming out, but this is the time of the year where the news for the video gaming industry really starts ramping up. You know, we start having more conferences, we start having more showcases and things like that. So, you know, GDC was running all week long. We had Future Game Showcase 2 days ago. And, you know, all the way from now until, you know, especially the second week of June. Second week of June starts popping off with a bunch of the summer showcases. If E3 actually happens, E3 will happen then. Even if not, because it hasn't happened for 3 years now, we're going to have, you know, all these different developers and publishers. They've gotten to where they do their own showcases. We'll have the Summer Game Show. There'll be all kinds of stuff. And really, for like, at this point, up until that June time frame where we start getting all the big summer showcases, the news starts ramping up a lot. We start getting a lot of like tidbits of information about what we're going to see up until that point. And really, once June hits, man, it starts really getting heavy. So that's kind of the way the news works for the industry a little bit. It's like, you know, it'll ramp up, like from this time right now, it'll ramp up into June, and then after June, it'll kind of teeter off a little bit, and then towards the end of the year, it'll kind of pick back up, and then at the beginning of the new year, it kind of falls back off a little bit, you know. So, and therefore, because of the way that works, you know, the video gaming news segments here kind of do the same thing quite often. It's like, you know, this time of the year, they'll get a little bit longer, especially if we have more discussion. More topics we have tend to bring about more discussion as we do the video gaming news segments, and so they go a little bit longer normally, but we'll still have occasions where they'll be shorter. And then those time frames where the industry isn't having quite as much news tend to, you know, bring us into occasions where we'll have shorter news segments and stuff. But it's cool, man, as long as we're having a good time going over the news and staying current and doing everything together and having a good time. That's what matters, you know. So I appreciate you guys being part of it, and we'll go do some gaming now, all right? For anybody that's checking out this content that might not be familiar with what we do here, or might be checking it out later as a VOD or a highlight or whatever, we go live at 6 a.m. CST every single day. We start off all of our streams with video gaming news, and then we dive into a lot of gaming content for the rest of the day. So if you're enjoying what you're being exposed to for what we do here, then I would prompt you to come hang out with myself and the rest of these amazing people that are part of our community here whenever we go live at 6 a.m. CST. And I don't know. Other than that, you guys just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another. And I will catch everybody tomorrow for some more video gaming news for March 26th. All right? Excuse me.